Hello and welcome to the course of Introduction to Finance, and in this lesson we'll be talking about leading indicators. In the previous lesson we talked about the business cycle, which consists of the expansion, peak, contraction, and trough. And what a leading indicator basically does, it helps predict an incoming phase in the business cycle. So the first leading indicator we'll take a look at is the yield curve. And the yield curve consists of three main charts: a positive, inverted, and flat. If the yield curve shows that it is inverted or flat, it signals a contraction. And if we take a look at the historical data, in 2017, the yield curve was basically a positive yield curve. Currently today, it looks very weird, but overall it looks positive. If you take a look at the historical data, the moments where the yield curve basically inverted help predict the recessions afterwards. So here in 2000 it helped predict the recession, and also in 2007. And then it also happened in somewhere around the beginning of 2020. The yield curve inverted, but the S&P 500 chart has gone up since, which is quite strange. If we take a look at the other leading indicators, we have housing starts, the S&P 500, building permits, consumer confidence, and index of consumer spending. Basically, if all of these show a chart that is increasing, it signals an expansion. The last one we have here is initial claims for unemployment. If this shows an increase in the charts, it signals a contraction in the business cycle. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of these charts and see if we can tell where the business cycle is going to go, if it's going to be an expansion or a contraction. All right, housing starts. So if we take a look at the charts, here we see the charts from since 2000. We can see that it's basically the recession of 2007 shows that it's decreased, but it's been increasing since, except for March of 2020. Not sure what to make of that, but overall it's been increasing, so in theory it signals an expansion in the business cycle. The next one is the S&P 500. If we take a look at the charts, basically it's been expanding, it's been increasing since March, so that theoretically it would signal an expansion. Building permits, again, you're going to see these for all the charts. Basically it's been going up, except for when March of 2020 hit. It's basically all the charts show that it's gone down, but then it's been going up since then. Here we see the consumer confidence index. So this one is the one that shows something different. It's been going up, but then since March of 2020 it's gone down. So we can't say for sure that that is a signal for an expansion. Consumer spending, ever since March it's gone up, so that would signal an expansion. And then finally, the other leading indicator was the initial claims for unemployment. So let's take a look at that one. This is interesting. So in March of 2020, it sharply went up, unprecedented compared to previous times. So an increase would signal a contraction, which goes against all the other leading indicators that have been showing us that it's been going. Okay, so if we take a look at all the leading indicators that we've seen here, it basically signals an expansion, except for the initial claims of unemployment. Well, you can say that it's gone down, And so it's no longer showing an increase, so we can't say that we're entering a contraction phase, but it's still at a high level compared to previous years. And also, the inversion of the yield curve back at the beginning of 2020, we've seen a period of decline in terms of the S&P 500 here and here, but it's not quite so much here in 2020. So what's going on? That is the question. Well, in my opinion, maybe the sharp decline of March 2020 is delaying the inevitable. So right now it's going up, but basically, if we count these as business cycles, expansion, peak, contraction, trough, expansion, peak, contraction, trough, maybe this whole thing right here is an expansion where we're reaching the peak, contraction, and trough. That's my opinion. We shall see in the coming months and years.